Boston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
Pushing 5 to play in the third. Kobe. Crawford. Hogan. Bring it on, Kobe, baby.
You are now tuned into the chat room. Your favorite baller's favorite podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Chatroom Podcast. This is episode 16. I am the Senator, and with me today, I got Coach Francis.
What do you do? What's good?
Got MJ in the building.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people were like, this guy might have been the star of the last episode. We got Essay in the building.
Yo, what it do?
We got Jermaine in the building, making his third appearance.
Here we go. What's up? What's up?
Big three.
Proud of you, bro.
Making his return after a couple weeks off just because he started his own podcast with Essay. We got Joseph in the building.
What's going on? What's going on?
Welcome back.
And this person we've been trying to get on for 16 episodes.
God.
It took episode 16 for it to happen.
50 inception.
He's been ducking.
But we understood why. But we're glad that he joined us for this episode. We got Dane in the building.
What up?
You're lucky I didn't introduce you. Oh boy.
Nah, if MJ had to do the introductions, everybody's getting exposed. So, before we even start, I just want to check in with you guys. How you guys feeling? How's everything?
I mean, I know MJ and Francis are good. Congratulations, motherfuckers.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
you, man. I didn't hear everyone say congratulations. But
I already told you congrats.
Wow.
All right, let me do my congratulations. Yo,
this guy wants rose petals. Man.
Congratulations, coach. Your team won. All right, so we're gonna jump into the first topic.
now that we got that out the way,
we go jump into the first topic. Let's talk about it, man. The finals is over. Coach's team won. So how's everyone feeling about how the finals went down? Jermaine, I see you guys still got the Miami Heat in the background. Even though MJ called it a second place jersey. But how'd you guys like the finals? What were you guys' thoughts on it?
You know what? My team brought another competitive nature for LeBron generally because I think we're the only team in the bubble actually to win 2 games against the Lakers. I don't know. We gave it our all. The better team won clearly. I mean, I'm pretty content because I like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So another feat that he overcame and he proved everybody wrong again. So, I mean, what else is to be done? Really and truly, he won the West. He's number 1 in the West.
Wow.
Dane, it sounds like you had something you wanted to say back to him. So I'm gonna give you the floor. Still, I'm gonna give you the floor.
Yeah. Let him talk.
It's your debut, bro.
Let him talk.
It was a good finals. I'm proud of what's his name, Jimmy Butler. I'm proud of Miami Heat. They didn't lay down. They flipping took it. They went at that team. They shocked the world. So I was, everybody was calling sweep. I was calling sweep from the beginning, from the first game. But, he shocked me. He earned my respect. So Jimmy Butler to me is, a superstar officially.
I agree.
And LeBron James, he won in the West, but he won with, another guy who's also a top 3 player. But I won't get there. But, other than that, it was a good, good congrats to LeBron. He has his 4th ring. So, congrats.
Thank you.
Normally, I would try to throw it over to Joseph or Essay to see what they're going to say. But because Coach had so much facial expressions towards what Dane just said, I'm going to go straight to Coach right now. So,
I'm just, I knew Miami was going to get 1. I knew my.
Come on, don't do that, coach.
No. I knew. I called that they'd get one because just their culture and the way that LeBron plays. I knew he'd give away one game.
Give away or take one.
Give away one game. The game that
Take
they
one.
should
Calls
have
it a
won.
gift.
No. The game that they should have won that they choked away was game 5. They should have
Mamba night.
They should have closed that game out. They choked that night.
Oh, the Mamba night.
Yeah, but
Yep.
But game 3, that was a game where LeBron, AD, those guys took their foot off the gas. And then that was a game that Jimmy kind of balled out. He had the 40-point
triple-double.
Yeah, so it just played out. The cards played out perfectly for them that night because AD was checked out, Braun was checked out, nobody was hitting shots. Rondo was, I think Kuzma was their best player off the bench. Like everything just worked out well for Miami that game. But game 5, that's the game where I was very disappointed in LeBron. That was his legacy game. He choked personally.
Well said.
Yep.
Personally.
Choke. Wow.
Yep.
I think so. Like in that, not in the finals, but in that moment.
Yep.
In that moment, I don't think LeBron lived up to expectations he has of himself and we have of him. Like if he's gonna be one of the greatest players of all time, some have him number 1. I don't. But if he's gonna be that guy, those moments he has to step. He has to be the focal point in those moments. Whether he gets the stop or whether he gets the bucket or, if Danny Green made that shot, then whatever, we'll live with it. But he can't, that's not a night where he can just lie on his sword and say, I made the right play, in my opinion. So,
but that's a little too hard on him because, bro, he drove down to the lane. He attracted 3 guys, I believe.
4 guys.
So,
Four
Green, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't even care about him missing. I care about the play after that, bro. Nobody talks about that. My man, Boris, bro.
Nah,
man. No, he can't.
I understand what Markieff was trying to do.
Bro, that's horrible, man.
It was a bad pass.
Bro,
he didn't know time and score. He didn't know time and score when Lakers could have actually shot the last shot of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
they could have shot the last shot of the game. And if you look back at the play, Braun Braun didn't drive to score. He drove to the baseline. He didn't drive to the rim.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off.
He didn't
but
drive
how?
to score.
Bro, he'll get a charge if he does it.
No, but no, take the jump shot. His jump shot is finally perfected. He should have called the ISO at the top. Forget the stupid play. No, real shit. He should have called ISO at the top. Kobe's done it. Kobe's done it multiple times. At that last shot, he needed that moment.
This is one thing that I'll say, and then I'll give Braun his credit to this, is that from he came in the league at 18 years old versus who was it? The Kings, his first game?
Yeah, first game.
Sacramento.
So from that moment till now, Braun has been the same player. He's always been the player that's going to make the right basketball read. He's a very smart basketball player. So he's always been that player. So I cannot take anything away from him, and I can't get mad at him from my expectations that I've put on him. Right. So that's one thing that I'll say. But in the same breath, that's you have Jimmy Butler guarding you. You know that they're not going to send the double. They have their best defender on you, so you know it's 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And he was 6 of 9 from 3 that game. And if you look at game 3 when he was taking all those step back mid-range jump shots, taking all those tough shots, why did he pass the ball up in that moment and not in the moments where he was shooting 3 from 10 from the mid-range, right? So if Danny Green hits that shot, then we're not having no discussions, whatever. But in my opinion, he should have took the last shot.
So
hold on. I want to pass it to the LeBron correspondent.
LeBron James will always make the right basketball play, but people always want him to be someone that he's not. He feels like his job is to always make the right play, and that was the right play. So regardless, he's gonna do it again. 10 times out of 10, he would make the same exact pass. That's just who he is. But everybody wants him to be Michael Jordan, or if the game was tied, it would be different. But
Or if the game was tied, he probably would have taken the shot. But down one, he's always going to take it. And I mean, if Danny Green hit the shot, we're not even talking about this, to be honest. So if Steph Curry was up there and he missed, they would have still said LeBron should have taken
LeBron's fault, yeah.
So
all right, S.A. Joseph, what do you have?
Yo, you want to go first, Sean?
Oh, MG would have shot that shot. Kobe would have taken that shot.
100%.
It's Mamba night, right? Okay, my thing with LeBron, right? LeBron's a phenomenal player.
He's great.
He's stupid. Phenomenal and great are the same thing. So he's a phenomenal player. But my issue is everybody's trying to say he's the best. And there's certain things he's missing
of this era.
Put him as the best. But the AT and GOAT is not this era. It's all time. And it's all time for a reason. My issue with LeBron's all about his brand and how things look and how things are packaged first before just taking that leap in those moments, right? That everything was set up perfectly for him. He had a godly game. They're down by 1, right? He has the ball. Everybody's looking to him. Jimmy Butler's guarding him on minute 47 with no legs. Drive to the basket, get the and one play. But then I put him on free throws. And we already know about him in free throws, even though he was shooting pretty good that night. It's just he should have taken the game in his hands instead of putting the pressure on somebody else, especially Danny Green, who is a shell of himself, And the problem is that even AD being injured was the issue for him, because that probably would have gone to AD if he wasn't injured, right? Because he was hobbling all up and down the place. So LeBron should have taken command. Those are the moments that make a justification for him to be better than Jordan, be comparable to Jordan and Kobe. But it's in that moment, yes, he'll make the smart play, but he should be taking the play if you want to be in that car. Otherwise, he's one of the greatest, but he's not the greatest.
So if he shoots and misses it, what happens?
That's
you got it. That's part of it. That's part of that position.
That's part of the leadership.
Come on, really?
How many of those shots have Kobe taken and missed? How many? How many has Jordan taken and missed? But they took it. They took it.
Hold on. I know we have a lot more people on this as normal, but we still got to go one at a time so the listeners can actually hear everyone's point. So,
Sean is done, bro.
What?
Sean is done.
I'm good. I'm just getting started. Just getting started, son. Bro, you related to LeBron or something? What's going on?
It's my uncle.
He's so calm about it. It was my uncle.
All right, Joseph, what's your thoughts?
Finals, honestly, I had 2 takeaways. Well, one is pretty much known. LeBron is basically Magic Johnson, and I think people need to stop thinking he's like Michael Jordan or Kobe, because that's just not. He's Magic Johnson with that just happens to be able to score, right? And just do everything else. So we need to stop trying to put him in that box of like, yo, MJ would have done this. Kobe, because his jump shot, first of all, is not that crisp as theirs. He can score, he's super dominant, but that's just his game is to get everyone involved and make the play. So I can't knock him for doing that, right? Like,
well, if you're gonna say that, then how do you compare him to Jordan?
Exactly.
People think I hate Michael Jordan. I don't hate Michael Jordan. I just prefer Kobe and LeBron over him. Like, I rather watch, like, if I could pay to watch them play, I'd rather watch LeBron or Kobe play over like MJ. No knock to MJ, but I prefer LeBron James because I grew up watching LeBron James, right? And in this era, like from 2003 till now, I've seen him dominate in this era in 17 years. That's why I lean towards LeBron James.
Obviously, what was your second take?
Hold on. Correction, 2010 till now.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because of Kobe.
Yeah.
The second take, Jimmy Butler is what Paul George thinks he is. All right. Let's carry on.
My thing is LeBron creates that narrative, right? Everyone's like, why is he comparing?
No, the media creates that, bro.
The media, yeah.
He just posted on his Instagram story.
Oh my
studying.
God,
I got homework to do.
That's true.
He took the number 23. He's redoing Space Jam.
Yeah,
he's putting
a fan.
In that lane.
Like us, he's probably a fan of Michael Jordan, hence why he has number 23.
Huh?
You can't go home and kick it and watch hoops.
He posted it, bro. He posted it.
You come home from a game. You want
to he posted, I got some homework to do. Books open. What does that mean? And he has the Last Dance on.
Yep.
But
what else would that mean?
But it's known that he's a Michael Jordan fan, though.
Yeah.
But he's also building that narrative of being compared to him. That's MJ's the greatest.
Always does that. The media even did that with Grant Hill. Like when Grant Hill came in the league, his second year, they're like, "Yo, he's next MJ." 2 years into the league, bro. That's what.
Did Grant Hill get the number 23 or remade Michael Jordan's movie?
No, bro. He didn't get a chance. He got injured, so we'll never know, my nigga.
Okay, I have a question for everyone. Right? Game 6 of the finals, we saw Dragic come back. Right? Do we think that with the fact of them playing in like an injured Bam, not a fully healthy Bam, and obviously not fully healthy Dragic, do you think that hurt the team setting of Miami? Because if you look at the games that Miami did win, it was when Jimmy Butler was a scorer and a facilitator, right? Yeah. But when Dragic came back, they kind of deferred to Dragic, but you could tell that he wasn't fully healed. Like he came back quickly because he wanted to be on the floor with his team, right?
Yeah. The worst thing
you think that hurt?
The worst thing Miami did was force Bam and Dragic back into the lineup. That's the worst thing they did. Because now
they're actually
because now when you force Bam in the game back in the lineup, you automatically force the Lakers to have a rim protector.
A rim protector, yeah.
So for them putting Bam in the game and taking away Kelly and Miles Leonard, even though Bam is clearly the better player, even if he's 80% of himself, he's clearly the better player. But just matchup wise,
yeah,
Kelly went from scoring 21 in game 1 and 18 in game 2, and then he was invisible the rest of the game because he wasn't in rhythm. And Miami, their best chance was to play great defense and
Kelly at the 5.
To have AD on the perimeter, and that's true because those guys were all on the perimeter.
And once they put Bam in the game, don't get me wrong, Bam brings a different level of physicality, and he's a all defensive player. So he's obviously a better player, but just matchup wise, it's tough because now, like, you had Dwight in the game, and he's clogging the paint up, and it was tough for them. And then forcing Dragic back in the game. When the game before that, Nunn was playing he was playing lights out in game 5. He had 16 points in game 5.
That clutch big 3, yep.
Yeah. So to force Dragic back in the game, it was kind of like it to me. It just seemed very desperate. When I don't think they were desperate. I think they were playing with house money. So if you just let you give Tyler Hero more shots, you give Duncan Robertson more shots, you give Jimmy Butler more control of offense, you get Kelly Olynyk and those guys more shots, more looks, and then maybe sprinkling Goran in a few minutes here and there, but to have him come in first quarter.
Yeah, that was a snap.
He played 25 minutes that game.
Yep.
Had 6 points. Dragic.
Oh,
wow.
On a bad foot, ankle or foot.
Wow. Yeah, foot.
Plantar tear.
Bro, isn't that the same injury KD had a couple years ago?
No, that's different. KD had the same
injury broke his foot.
Yao Ming.
The Yao Ming injury.
Yeah, the Yao Ming injury.
Wait, the Yao Ming. Oh shit.
Yeah. For the listeners there, Dane is the local correspondent for Kevin Durant.
Yo, my ass is really listening. Hold on, what's this guy talking about?
Deeper than that.
You shouldn't even talk.
That's what I'm saying. Because MJ, LeBron's my uncle.
Right?
Yeah, but KD's his daddy is different.
Yeah, right. LeBron's your midwife. I don't know your time.
This is what I've been waiting for.
So the bubble is over right now. They haven't 100% confirmed if next season is going to be in the bubble. But
March.
How are you guys? What was you guys' final thoughts on how the bubble played out?
I thought
it played out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you guys won, but I thought that this showed another side to people who are mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuses no more. There's no traveling. Everybody had a chance to heal at home. Everybody had the same opportunity. And the better team won. Simple.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, my thing about the whole Disneyland, it was it was a good thing to have, I guess, for everybody to watch basketball again. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you're missing a fans, like your fans, you don't have nobody. Everybody knows who's played AAU, high school ball, whatever. If you don't step into a next person's gym and feel that energy of like, yo, we're not wanted here, and still come out there and still dominate and beat that team in their home, like those are big moments when you have fans talking shit in your ear on the sideline. Those type of things.
That is true.
All those people, yeah, you know, classic guys coming there and watching the game from virtually, and Lil Wayne and all those guys. Like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's nice, but at the end of the day, like those big moments when you have like Danny Green, like him missing that shot, and if like, you know, if the crowd was involved in him, you know, hitting it, and just that fuel from them getting it, all that, like those are big moments. So
he wouldn't have hit it.
I mean, the bubble was cool and all, and the ring is nice. I'm happy for him, of course, but they're the better team. So they beat another team in the East that they were clearly better than. So, if not the best team in the West, but I mean in the NBA. But you know, it is what it is. It was a good series, but I'm not really a big fan of the bubble. But you know, it is what it is.
It needed to be done though.
Yeah, for sure. Money wise and business.
I feel like. Yeah. I feel there was no one that got COVID, but there was two guys that broke the rules, right? I think it was only two guys that broke the rules, and throughout the entire.
Who's that? House?
Three? House, Williams, and
Dion.
Someone else.
No. So we got
Dion alone. Leave Dion alone.
We killing that guy in the chat.
God damn.
I'm just curious.
Dion alone. No, but I think the bubble was good though. It just left no excuses for any team. So like you look at like the Clippers, like they can't depend on everyone's there. Like there's no excuses, just basketball. There's no distractions. You can't blame it on home court. You can't blame it on this travel. It's just the better team will always win, and I feel like it was good. It was a good thing, but I don't know if the NBA could survive with the bubble continuing next season. But we'll see.
I hope not.
I need to put that in like a dome, man, like a football dome.
The
bubble. They did that in the Olympics.
I was saying, I think the bubble just surpassed my expectations. Like I didn't have high hopes for it at all. Being somebody who's
had none.
Like being somebody who's played in front of like big crowds and coached in front of big crowds and stuff, like nothing like the NBA crowd, obviously, but that energy is like you can't recreate that energy. You can't recreate that anxiety and those emotions that you feel kind of walking into that. So that's a big thing that was lost. But like just the gameplay, I was very impressed with the gameplay. Like it wasn't any game where I'm like, this is horrible basketball. Like even the blowouts that were happening, like I was impressed with just how teams were competing and how like execution wise and just like Braun looked rested. Like all the players who should have been producing, like they produced. Like it wasn't one player where I'm like, nah, like the moment was obviously like Kawhi and Paul George. Like
George, yeah.
They
and Danny Green
fumbled the bag, obviously, but like if you look at it, like most of the guys who should have been there, they were giving their 100% and they were working hard and they were, like it was good basketball. So that's why it surpassed my expectations for sure.
Yo, even this too, man. Sorry, Phoenix, bro. Like I think they got to respect. Portland, like those teams, the young teams, like they did their thing, man.
Even like Memphis, like
the one thing I will say that I was very impressed with the bubble is the fact that it generated stars. Like it gave everyone the opportunity because of how the games were back to back for so long and people were missing sports for so long. they got a chance to see teams that they would normally not see. So, like Jermaine said, Phoenix, like people finally got to see the scorer that Devin Booker was. During the playoff run, Jamal Murray's stock elevated. Donovan Mitchell's stocks elevated. Jimmy Butler, the narrative around him of being a cancer on teams, and then seeing the way how he was on Miami was a different thing. So like it created a good foundation of what we're looking for the time going, because everyone was wondering like when LeBron's older now, like what's happening, what's going to happen when you have that transitional period between a superstar and what comes after, right? Like we had the MJ to Kobe to LeBron, and then it was like, who's next? Like now we're looking at a younger generation of players that are actually like on a level now that you're kind of like, okay, these guys are Booker, next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Booker, you got Luka, you got Tatum. Like,
what about Dane's guy?
KD?
He's the right now as well,
yeah, he's right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
No, nobody said him. I was just asking. Nobody said him. I was just asking. All right. I'm looking out for you, Dane. I'm
Bro, holster your weapon, man.
That's what I'm saying.
It's his first day at work, man. Come on.
Ray and nephew boys are talking to each other right now. That's crazy right here. You know what I mean?
As of right now, Bron's the best player in the league. So,
I mean, no question about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a bass in your voice, bro.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ask you guys.
Have a drink.
I'm gonna ask you guys right now. Early predictions. Who do you guys have in the finals next year?
Next year,
Lakers
Boston
and Brooklyn
and Lakers. No,
I'm
Boston
going to
and
do
Lakers.
Brooklyn and Miami conference finals. Lakers and Clippers again. Oh no, sorry, Golden State.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, Golden State's coming.
Man said Clippers. I was like,
Lakers and Golden State.
Boston Lakers will be in the NBA Finals next year. That's my bold prediction.
That what?
I think
Boston Lakers.
Boston
and Lakers.
That's my bold prediction.
Yo, this guy's face.
You see why I'm the way I am?
Who picked Miami? Who picked Miami last year to be in it this year?
I'm sure Mayor did.
Other than Mayor.
Okay,
Mayor didn't pick them to win the finals last year. Cut it out. He didn't pick them.
I got receipts, bro.
He probably did. He probably did.
Pick Miami to be in the finals last year?
Yeah.
He probably did.
The two people on here that I know for sure said Miami was Jermaine and MJ for this
in the
year.
finals.
They said Miami in the finals, but MJ did also switch to Philly.
Yeah.
No. I said Philly, and then when Ben Simmons got injured, I said Miami. And man, you're picking Toronto Raptors.
Of course you were. What the hell? We're fans of Toronto. Of course we're gonna pick Toronto. What the hell?
Joseph is stumbling. Yeah. What?
Yo, hold on.
You're forgetting it was.
This guy tried to send a parting shot when he was.
I know.
Yo,
this guy can't even get his team straight. He's coming at people who actually have one. Come on.
I'm not a team guy.
Come on, MJ Snow.
I follow the player.
You know what? I rate that because organizations are very shady. So I understand your
people get moved all the time.
I understand your mercenary motive, but you're still a scumbag for that.
And that's a mercenary motive.
Oh yeah, bro. Yo, you know those players who just jump from team to team. Listen,
MJ Snowman. MJ Snowman.
So you guys are cheering for the Knicks when Bargnani got traded? Don't lie, man.
Huh?
When Bargnani went to the Knicks, you weren't cheering for Bargnani?
Yo, bro, I have to let that sink in.
Do not bring up he who shall not be named. Okay?
Yo, bro,
Mr. Air Free Throws. Stop. No, let's not talk about that.
Was it David West that came out today and said that if Bosh and Bargnani played in this era, they would be superstars?
Yeah, Bosh would thrive. Bosh for sure.
Bosh.
Bosh. It's not a.
It seems like everybody with the last name West are acting pretty crazy.
I'm being real. Like, it might sound absurd, but he's not speaking.
Yeah, he's not saying that crazy,
bro.
But
Bosh and Bargnani.
I get what he's saying because
Bargnani is very similar to. He's very similar to
Porzingis.
Porzingis, bro.
But Porzingis can't put the ball on the floor.
Porzingis, bro.
If Porzingis has the ball,
I'm not sure.
Porzingis is a lot more athletic. Honestly, a lot more athletic, though.
Bro,
I'm not sure what you remember, bro, but Bargnani was really skilled. He was skilled. He was a soft.
Yeah, he's super skilled. His second year, arguably his best year. I think it's second or.
Is that the year where he almost went All-Star?
Yeah. Like he can hoop, but like, listen, as a Raptors fan, there have been some very troubling nights that are nightmare fuel, bro. When he catches the ball with 8 seconds and he just, it's like he doesn't know what to do.
How much times does the Raptors try to make people from wherever be that go-to guy? Like he's not that
100%.
At one point, I was calling them the Toronto training camp.
100%.
Another example, Pascal.
You think Pascal?
He's not that guy either. That's another example. He's not.
I think it's gonna take some time.
He can be
because he played well in that elimination game against Golden State with Kawhi. Kawhi played well, but Pascal played very, very well.
See the key word. You see the key word with Kawhi Leonard.
Oh yeah, of course, because Pascal's what, fourth year? Third, right? Like, he's still a puppy. There's still like a lot of time, man.
100%, but I don't see him developing as like being that guy. Toronto's go-to, like in the clutch moment.
He's got to get more moves. He has to get more moves.
Masai Ujiri is a go-to guy for the Toronto Raptors right now.
Exactly. Say Masai Ujiri. This guy. Oh my.
Hey, listen, right now, we don't even know what our team's going to look like next month.
Looks like
I know you meant it as a joke, but I'm going to flip it back. He is a go-to guy right now.
Yeah, basically.
That's unfortunate.
You guys saw the news about Ibaka, right?
Yeah.
We got
that he did some spring cleaning on his Instagram. Y'all can relax.
Hey, come on, listen, I don't want to be that guy, but before DeRozan left.
It's like Van stomach kick, y'all. You hear about that?
Bro. Before DeRozan got
not wearing a red shirt, you that doesn't look good. Like, come on.
Before DeRozan left, he did the same thing. Like, he cleared off his whole IG, and then he ended up getting traded.
Well, it's understandable for him because he was, furious on the fact that
I'm just saying, like,
so it's not. Guys saying
it happens.
Masai blindsided Ibaka again? Is that what you guys saying?
Hey, listen. That guy is a businessman, so take that for what you think.
I see Ibaka going to the Houston Rockets, to be honest. But
I hope he comes.
Actually, you know what?
I think he misses his guys. I think he misses Harden.
They have a real GM now, and not a nerd behind a computer. So maybe they can actually make some proper moves.
Who's their GM?
Did they go to Brooklyn?
Yeah, so they're trying to get the Bam.
Daryl Morey's gone, so I think his assistant is now the GM of
promoted.
Houston.
Which is who? What's his name?
I don't
you won't know. You won't know.
Yeah, he's just like a rat. But as long as it's not Daryl Morey,
we're
good, man.
All right, question for the group. This one was sent in by Jermaine. So he told me I gotta ask this on the pod, so I'm gonna do it because we got our KD correspondent in the building. All right, so I'm gonna go straight to you first. KD or Bird?
I'm on top. So okay, what's the term? Like career?
No, Dane. Who's better?
Oh, KD, no problem. Easily, he's a better scorer. They're close. Bird's a better rebounder. Yes. Sorry, wait. Bird's a better rebounder. Yes. Bird's a better passer. Yes. KD's a better defender. Bird is good in defense, but KD's a better defender. In the clutch, I'm taking in the clutch. I'm going KD as well for his moves. In both areas he can do.
Who's the better shooter? You said.
It's tough, man. It's Bird though, but it's tough. From the three, they both shot high percentages, like 48. What is that? 48. Sorry, not 48. 38%, 40 for their career, or at least close around there for threes. That's what else would there actually be? Like leadership, I'd probably give it to Bird, maybe.
You have to.
And other than that though, but like when it comes down to like all around, I'm going for KD's, to be honest.
If we're talking one-on-one, Kevin Durant is going to kill Larry Bird, but on my team, I think I might have to go with Larry Legend.
Really, huh?
Wow.
I think so.
What is your team though? That depends on the team. Like, are you going for Larry as your
guy? I'm looking at over like Larry Bird on Boston Celtics,
like
versus
this year.
Kevin Durant on any team. I think Larry Bird was more valuable to his team and a better player for his team than Kevin Durant was for his teams.
Wow.
He earned his rings too.
Wow.
They weren't given.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Earned, not given.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't understand how a person who can average 35 and kill the person who's defending him and beat the best defense and
in what finals?
And what do you mean what finals? Cavs defense was like what, top 3?
You're talking about Golden State. You're talking about Golden State Warriors?
Golden State Warriors versus Cavs. Their defense was good. What are you laughing about?
Yo, don't get me started on the Golden State Warriors.
You're gonna try and obviously Golden State's defense was good too. But my point is, do not say that the person's rings are not earned. What if he lost? If he went there and lost, you know how much the media would have destroyed him, the pressure of him to win?
I understand that. But he didn't get double teamed on Golden State. He didn't get double teamed.
What? So do you remember the game 3s, both game 3s where he destroyed both years? Where there was no Curry to be found, there was no Clay, and there was no Draymond. None of those guys were doing nothing. But the guy came from both game 3s and sealed it and scored what, 40 plus in order to win? That doesn't mean you earned it. Yeah.
Are these
shout out to SA who said, right, you know what? Let me go grab my snack right now and sit back and listen.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
You cannot say that the man didn't earn them. Like that's dumb talk, bro.
That KD jumped to a 73 win record team.
He went to a great team. That's cool. He went to a great team.
It wasn't a great team. It was like the most dominant team.
No. They won. They're a dominant season team, but they lost 3-1 the year before. Did they not? They blew it.
Yeah.
They're a dominant team. They have no closer.
So in that,
what's the difference?
In that game 3,
what's the difference? It's a season.
Hold on.
Coach, what?
I hear facts coming.
In that game 3, the one they said that KD dominated,
nobody showed up.
He had 31 points, right?
Yeah, 31.
And his plus minus was 0. That means that he wasn't that effective on the court.
He wasn't what?
His plus minus was 0.
Plus minus was 0.
Okay.
So then Klay Thompson put up 30 points.
Not like this.
Oh, he wasn't there, eh?
And his plus minus.
I didn't say he had 0, MJ. I'm talking about the closing.
You said he wasn't there. You said he wasn't there.
Then,
I was talking about the big moments, duh.
And then Steph Curry had 26, 13 boards and 8 assists, and his plus minus was 11.
Check his first quarter.
I'm just looking at the stats. That's
yeah, the stats are there.
I don't like Francis's tone right now. Why he's too monotone for me?
No, I'm just trying to find out like.
This is how I'm gonna read every text message from now on.
I'm just chilling, but like I'm just trying to find out like where those guys didn't show up.
Yeah, you're making it seem like Kevin Durant carried these guys, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm making it seem that he was their closer, and he's the one that elevated that team and made them even more dominant. Made them dominant, to be honest, actually. Because
they weren't dominant before.
No,
he made them invincible.
They went to the finals, but they're beatable. You could beat them. LeBron James could have won that year. That year that if Kyrie and Kevin Love were there.
Yeah.
They would have won, and there would have been no talks about a dynasty. It would have just been like, oh, that team is going back to the finals, or this team's possible.
I personally feel if that 73-9 Golden State Warriors team won the championship, Kevin Durant was still going to sign there.
You see, that's what I mean. See that there.
That's how I feel.
You think so?
I can have an opinion.
No,
that's my opinion.
I don't know if he.
I think you're trying to make him more snaky. That's what you're.
He said he wanted to play on that team. He said from the beginning of that season he wanted to be on that team.
He said that he's not. He would have never. They asked him this, they said that if they were supposed to, what was the question again? If they were flipping about, say what you said again.
In 2016, Kevin Durant went into that season knowing that he wanted out of OKC, and he was eyeing Golden State.
Yeah,
so no matter what they did, I feel like he was going to join them.
If they did win, he said he would have never went to that team. So why would you think that? Because they won.
I need proof.
He said it. Okay, I'll find it.
What I do have is a tweet from Kevin Durant ridiculing Bron for.
Oh my God! The tweet from 10 years ago,
10
or
years
13. Oh my God!
Right after that, did the exact same thing.
You guys,
the world doesn't change in 10 years. I don't know.
The reason why he said that hasn't changed. That team should be competitive, man. If we're gonna have all these teams get on multiple top 5, top 10 future Hall of Famers, and what's the point of having a 30-team league? Why not just have 5 teams against 5 teams? Part of this is entertainment, and if these teams are gonna get so big that they're just gonna pretty much plow through all their competition, and it's not fun. I
will say this in regards to the entertainment thing: the years that G State was the evil empire, that was super entertaining. I'm not, because everyone wanted to see them lose. It was like when Miami had the big 3. You tuned into those games to yo, I freaking hope these guys lose tonight, yo. I'm gonna talk bear
because of the betrayal.
Speak for yourself.
The betrayal.
MJ, you tuned into all those games going, yep, these are dubs. That was
I wanted them to win. Of course.
You want them to win, but you also want it to be a hard fought game.
Absolutely. Earned not given.
It's entertaining. When KD went to Golden State, I remember everyone was like, damn, the league is broken.
It was.
So let me ask you something. Did you guys not feel that way when LeBron went to Miami Heat with Chris
Paul?
He lost.
Don't do that. The league was broken. What? He went to the finals 3 times.
Yeah, hold on.
Yo, every game was a battle.
Yo, Marin, go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Oh wow.
You can't really compare that because your guy went to a team that's already established.
Wait. I didn't compare it. I just said, did you not feel that same way?
I didn't, because every team that Miami, it was a dogfight. It wasn't a blowout. Watch the whole season. Every part was a dogfight.
They had a lot.
Outside of the big 3, the team sucked.
Yeah,
Mario Chalmers.
Come on, man.
They had veterans. They had veterans on that team. Miami was a top defensive team.
Eddie House was on that team.
Baby. I didn't even. First of all, that's the first year that you're naming.
That's what
they
I'm
went to the
about.
finals 2 more after that too. You know that, right?
Yeah, but they regrouped. They got Ray Allen. They got Battier.
They got Shane Battier was there, who's a solid defender.
Oh my.
You know why they went to the finals?
Oh my God! Wow.
Because of that dude. His name is LeBron James, bro.
No, stop it, man.
And Anthony Davis.
Stop that.
Stop that.
Anthony Davis.
He went there for a reason.
Huh? Yeah, to
of course.
Form a zoo. Of course, he went there for a reason.
To form a jungle.
And what did it take?
That man wanted to leave New Orleans.
And then after getting Anthony Davis, he tried to get Kawhi too.
Yeah, exactly.
What if he sent letters to Harden too and Giannis?
And he tried to recruit KD.
I mean,
him and KD, those 2 need to play on a team. But
him and KD, that would be beautiful. Bro. I won't be lying.
You said why?
After he lost, tried to recruit KD. Same shit.
Lost. When they lost to
G State.
Hey man, I guess he saw the same video that we did of Draymond screaming, and he's like, "Yo, this guy texts KD, yo, brother, let me talk."
But
to you, man.
no, who did you guys pick between KD and Bird though? For real?
I want to hear Francis take, bro.
Oh man,
Yo, Francis, you good over there?
Yo, Francis chilling tonight, bro.
I want to hear this guy. Holy.
I'll say this: KD is supremely skilled. He's a unicorn. There's not very much that he can't do in the game. But if I'm looking at who I'd want on my team, in today's NBA, I'd rather KD on my team in today's NBA just because he can do more. But I think like the basis of the conversation was if Larry Bird can play in this era. And I think Larry Bird will dominate in this era. You look at guys like Luka, and Larry Bird is a way better player than Luka is, more skilled and stuff. But yeah, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. Like if I had to pick my team and I had to pick between the two, I'd pick KD. But I think Larry Bird's intangibles are way more superior to KD's. Larry Bird can play on more teams than KD can, but KD, I think, is a better player.
You know what's crazy too, bro? This guy's hooping in chucks.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why these guys all walk like pigeon-toed.
All of them were, man.
The Converse.
Dr. J.
Yeah. That's why those guys can't walk anymore, bro. They're like pigeon-toed now. Like
they all both
we had this convo in the group chat. Basically, like it's very, to me, it's absurd to think that players are not going to get better as the years progress and technology progresses. It's crazy to think that. So, I think we're going to see someone better than LeBron James. We're going to see someone better than KD. It's going to happen. It's just inevitable. It's human evolution and stuff.
And we want it to happen.
Do you really believe that? Because I don't know. Because they say that when this is a generational talent, right? So I don't see anybody being another LeBron James. I don't see another. Like there's never been another Shaq.
That's not what he said. That's not.
But there's gonna be another that person. That person's gonna be the
maybe not better. Like
when you say
maybe not like a better LeBron per se, but there's gonna be somebody who's gonna come in the league and they're gonna take the league over by.
Oh, you mean like so like somebody you can compare them to, right?
Or like it's gonna happen. Like you look at history, look at history. Like you look at like Oscar Robertson. You look at Wilt Chamberlain. You look at
Shaq.
Jordan. You look at Dr. J. Like everybody who's like Jordan. All those guys look up to like David Thompson and like Dr. J and all those guys. You know, like and then you see Jordan come along and like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and then you see like after that it was like you had like Vince and Kobe and Iverson, and Tim Duncan, and all those guys. So like every generation has like those kind of talents.
Yo, can I ask you guys a question? All right, so I was talking to Dane about this. Name two guys. Well, name a player from the '90s that's better than KD and Bron besides Jordan.
The '90s?
Yeah. Same caliber player. Same caliber player. Yeah.
Still, it's tough because those guys are really skilled. But like, if you look at like I think like Chuck was a beast.
Yeah, 6'4".
All right, so he's comparable.
Are we just talking about like wing players and guards and stuff, or
like just overall? Like who can? I don't know.
I'm a big Hakeem Olajuwon fan, so
he was skilled.
I feel like Hakeem in this era would be.
Oh, he would kill.
Yeah, he would kill.
He's the one guy where I'm like, yo, he'd be bootleg in this era.
Because I have that guy better than Shaq. Like he's my number 2 center ever, behind Kareem. So I feel like that guy in this era would be absolutely disgusting.
I think Shaq from the '90s was a problem. Like
Orlando Shaq.
Orlando.
That's who I was thinking first.
Orlando Shaq was to me was a problem. I think even if you look at a player like Penny Hardaway
before he got hurt,
go to work in this time because he was a tall point guard, which is kind of what like Luka is, but he was
different, man.
He was different back then. Even if you look at old Ray Allen, right? Like old Ray Allen when he was like a high flyer too.
The dunker, yeah.
Like yeah,
we had the little taper fade.
Yeah, he was there was the thing that I'm never one to agree with any of the disrespect when it comes to like them saying LeBron couldn't play in the 90s, right? Because I think that yes, it was a more physical league where teams were actually giving contracts to people to be the so-called enforcers. So like they were literally there just to get fouls, like punch people, get fouls, and that type of stuff.
It's not basketball.
Yeah, the league now. You have to. It's more skilled from you're from 1 to 15, right?
Yeah,
they have to be more skilled. But there's no way. And when people say like LeBron couldn't play back then, I don't see it, which is why it kind of annoys me at times when I watch him, because like when I see him like crying for some of like the petty foul calls, it just pisses me off, because I know like a player like that could strive in the 90s.
Yeah.
But like yo, bro, they all cry though. All of them cry.
No, they do. They do. I totally get it. But there's some athletes that you look at, like some of the players now that you look at, and you're like, okay, they would not be built for the 90s, right? Like you see it. But like a player like him, where you know that he would be able to play in the 90s, it's kind of like, all right, don't cry like the rest of these ones. Like you're better than that. You know what I mean? Like it's just thing. But that's like my only like knock on LeBron. Why sometimes I can't watch his games. It's just that part, right?
I hate comparing the eras though, but
I know one thing, and
basketball's the. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I'm going to show LeBron some bail, because I know part of the flopping was because like sometimes because of how big he is, like in the beginning, people would foul him and it wouldn't get called.
No calls,
He used to get destroyed.
So I know he had to. I know I'm shooting him crazy bail, but yeah, he had to do that in order to get the foul calls, right? I mean, even when I play ball, I get fouled all the time. I know how frustrating that is when you get fouled and it doesn't get called, right? Because you're too fast that they don't catch it, or you're too strong that it didn't look like a foul. So I can get that part, but then it got to a point where he's like flopping off fouls committed by his own players, and he took it too far. But that's my take on that, right? I also get annoyed when people said he couldn't play in the tougher era, right? Like he couldn't go up against the bad boy Pistons, which that's just stupid.
6'8", 250, man. Come on.
It's stupid. It's you don't need that.
And their enforcer, like what Bill Laimbeer was, 250. Yo, you know what? I'm not even gonna do this right now. Yo, basketball is the only sport like where we can't appreciate one era and the other, and admit that the game is evolving. Like even in football, even in football,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree.
You don't think so, bro?
I don't agree with that. I think the reason why I don't agree with that is because, everyone is way more critical, right, of basketball. But you still got to look at, if you look at some of the players in the 90s for football, like some of the running backs, some of them that were like the game. Football evolved. Like back then in the 90s, like a fullback was actually being used. Like that position was actually being used, right? Now there's a lot of times where they're like, oh, that player is not like he was good for his era, but he's like not. You know what I mean? Like it's more, they do it more in the reverse way than basketball. So basketball, it's more like now they can't play in the older era. In other sports, it's they couldn't play in this era, right? Like it's they have those critiques of all sports. It's just not highly publicized because now basketball is becoming way more of a household sport compared to beforehand, right? Like it happens in hockey. They criticize a lot in hockey. Baseball, 100%. It's like these players couldn't play in the steroid era. Like, you know what I mean? Like it happens all the time. It happens in boxing, right? Like boxing's evolved, and certain people, they're like, oh, that person would dominate this era. It doesn't really work that way because the boxers have evolved, right? The gloves have evolved. The sport in general evolves, right? So
this is why, bro, I go by eras. I go by greatest of all, like only the eras. You can't do greatest all the time. At the end of the day, it's all subjective, bro.
Everything is like subjective.
I can agree with that.
But half of your comparisons are against MJ though, man.
No.
What the hell?
What are you talking about, man?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Jordan can play in any era.
The only player to me that I know that actually appreciates the younger generation.
Wait, say that again.
Say that again. Come again.
Kobe Bryant is the only guy from I'll say kind of like from the 90s coming up. Respect the newer generation.
Who?
Kobe. Yeah.
One person appreciates it. He never hates on it. All the old heads all talking shit about everybody.
It is true. Like the 90s dudes are kind of like, they don't say it, but they kind of have like an aura around them. Even people who haven't won, and I'm not shooting at Charles Barkley, but I'm just saying Charles Barkley, like they kind of have like a way towards like players who came from, let's say, like 99 till now.
But the thing is, I actually feel like Charles Barkley would be a better player than he was then. So I understand why he could feel that way. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's less bigs. He would dominate.
Oh yeah. Like it's just. So, yeah. I just feel like I do agree with what Jermaine's saying about how like Kobe will, like you literally got to see Kobe evolve with the era that he played in.
Yeah, like you seen him training Jason Tatum. You see him how close he was with Kyrie. Like you see all those relationships he built with those guys. But
you can say the same about Hakeem too. You can say the same about Hakeem. Hakeem's one that's training a lot of players, right?
LeBron as well.
Yeah, like
Josh Smith. I'll just see if you're still there, Francis. Yeah, Josh Smith. Yo, I'm dead. It was either Josh Smith or it was Dwight Howard. It was maybe it was Dwight Howard.
It was Dwight Howard.
It was both?
No, it wasn't Josh Smith. Was it?
No, it was Dwight Howard. It wasn't Josh Smith. It was Dwight Howard.
Let's see if coach is awake. See,
Francis like who?
This guy got.
All right, two last questions, real quick. This is going to be rapid fire.
All right.
So first, actually, one is just for you guys to recommend something. But the first question that I have for everyone is: are any of you guys tired of Shaq always bringing up rings anytime he's losing a debate to Chuck?
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%.
No way.
100%.
Nope. No, bring it up every time.
Nah, bro.
Bring it up every time.
Yo, Shaq, wings are better than pizza. Well, you don't have 4 rings. So
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just
come on, man.
Yo, because there's a lot of talk behind that. It's not the only thing that he just like. It's like he won the 4 rings and dominated his era. Like it's not just like regular stuff. It's not like he could just say, oh, like Robert Horry. He's not like Robert Horry. You can say, oh, I have 7 rings, but okay, what did you do?
But that's not the question. The question is he brings it up every time he's losing a debate.
He has the right. Well, that's his backup. He has the right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's dominating.
Sean, you do the same thing when you're losing a debate. You bring up LeBron James.
What?
You do the same thing.
How is that the same thing?
How is that the same thing?
First of all, when did I lose a debate? And when did I bring LeBron? Why will LeBron James be my bailout?
Well, if you get another top 5 player on your team, it comes out of nowhere.
I mean, it's a thing. Is it not?
I think when Shaq does it, he kind of, I don't know. I won't say I feel bad for Barkley, but he did say something like, "Oh, like I don't know how you got in the Hall of Fame," and I was like, "Bro, come on, man."
It's okay.
That guy Charles Barkley.
That's my point.
That guy Charles Barkley played his ass off, bro.
Listen, whenever you're arguing or debating, stick to the person's debate. Don't stick to anything. Don't attack anything that has nothing to do with your
personal. Yeah.
If Shaq will be in an argument where Shaq can't even like get his way out of it, and it's a bailout, right? And it's
personal shots.
I respect.
Right. It's fair game. It's fair game.
But then when someone does it to him, he
gets angry, bro.
Right? When Kobe sons him, he gets upset and makes like stupid rap songs like Kobe, tell me how my ass stinks. Like that.
He's a hypocrite in that. I'll give you that.
Coach, what's what was you didn't answer anything. You just been staring at the screen, I'm trying to get you
taking it all in. But my opinion is he got the rings, he won. Say whatever you want, man. Talk your shit.
Oh, man.
Straight up.
Every time. Every single time.
Talk your shit, man.
Straight up.
All right. And last thing before we get out of here and promote our stuff. Music recommendations. Do you guys have what's one album that you guys are playing or one album you'd recommend to any of the listeners?
21 Savage.
Yep.
Nas.
King Disease, Nas. There we go.
Nas
is
good. It's good. It's good.
That album's inspirational. That's something I say I would see, LeBron listening to with a glass of wine for a game.
You see what I'm talking about, Sean? Man, just bring up LeBron. I don't know this is the shit I'm talking about.
I didn't bring up LeBron.
This guy's making a point.
Holy crow.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about?
This guy's crazy.
Oh my gosh, yo.
Sean, you got anything you want to promote? Any album you want to promote? You can tell people to listen to.
I second King's Disease. Tiana Taylor's album is pretty dope too.
Okay.
I'm still bumping Pop Smokes.
Iman Shumpert.
The way he said it is like
his line on that album is not that bad though.
That's Dane.
This guy's so dumb, man.
He can rap.
Coach.
I ain't got no music I listen to right now, man.
No R&B, dog?
Man. I listen to all hell no. Hell fucking.
Hey, by Soca.
I mean,
a good wine to Soca.
Most of shit I listen to is like the dance song mixes and stuff. So I'm not up to date.
Anyone that you want to promote? Anyone that you want people to go check out if they're a dancehall fan?
Private Ryan.
He's waiting for Vibes Cartel to get out of jail, and he'll have some music recommendations.
Okay.
God is
this guy.
God is appeal date, so it's
not lying.
That's appeal date, so it's good. But yeah, like I listen to friggin' King B, all of his friggin' Hot Live he does. I listen to all that stuff. So yeah, that's all the dance song mixes, man. So that's my thing.
All right. For me, I'm gonna recommend West Side Gun's new album.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Benny the Butcher is putting out an album with Hit Boy. By the time this come out, it'll be out. And on the R&B side, I'm gonna tell everyone to go check out Snow Allegra's album. Even though it came out at the top of the year, it's still one of those good albums that you can play no matter what. So,
Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller's. I have
fire.
I have critiques against Bryson Tiller's album. I think it's a dope album. My problem with that album was I think he was trying to get back into the trap soul bag. And I kind of wanted a little bit of growth from the trap soul bag, right? Because his second album didn't really hit like that. And so he tried to go back to the formula that made him work. But you got to do that and elevate too. It can't sound just like a continuation. It can't sound like you recorded all the album at the same time and these were just extra tracks that you didn't put out. You know what I mean? That was my only critique against Bryson Tiller. But I do think the album is good. But that was my only critique with it.
Was it Bryson Tiller or Travis Scott who had a song that was #1 on the Billboard right away?
Probably Bryson. Well, actually, no, that's probably Travis.
No, it's probably Travis. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that song's trash, man. Honestly.
All right.
Oh, I know what song you're talking about. Oh, yeah.
I think it's called Franchise or something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's trash. It's trash.
If you guys like trap music, go listen to 21 Savage's album or go listen to 2K's.
2K's. Again, Whisper or some.
Whisper's on there. It's called Rated T for Trap. Yeah, go listen to that too.
All right, so we're now at the part where we get to promote our social medias and anything that we're working on or anything else that we have to promote. Dane, because this is your first episode, I'm gonna start with you.
Follow me at King Solomon 34 and also follow my business page, King's Prestige _detailing. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Essay.
You know how it is. Talks with the Chatterbox podcast with me and Joseph over there. You can go on our Instagram at Chatter Talks, and then my personal is at Pro Chatterbox.
Dope. Coach.
My IG is real deal _Francis. You can follow me there. Trying to find out what's going on in the world of college basketball right now because we're getting some not so good news right now. So it's kind of a wait and see a moment right now. But basically, Ontario, so OCAA have already canceled their season. And U Sports, so like all of CIS, all that stuff, they've canceled their seasons. We just had our vote for Alberta today, so it hasn't been official or anything, so we don't know what's going to happen, but I'd assume our season will be canceled too, so it's kind of like we're kind of in limbo right now, but we'll see what happens, see what happens.
Jermaine?
Yeah, my handle's at Mayor Creed, PT and basketball trainer. That's about it.
Dope. MJ?
21.drip on Instagram and also follow at Drippy Supply.
Joseph?
Same as Sean. Chatter Talks is the IG page. My IG is Baritone Levy, or just type in Joseph S. Either way.
Nobody know how to spell that shit.
How you not? Yo, listen. If you don't know how to spell Baritone Levy, hey man, just delete all your dancehall and reggae right now, man.
What's the story behind that though?
Yo, it just came to me. I keep telling you guys.
The greatest minds are still wondering.
That's what I'm saying, man. We just came up with it. I literally 30 seconds before we started recording. I did.
Sure.
Like I was recording with Sean, and 30 seconds before we hit record, I was like, yo. And I just said it, and I'm like, yo, it's stuck. I'm like, that's that.
All right.
That's gotta make up a story.
That's the name, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow me at The Senator. Don't forget to check out the Not So Soft podcast. We come out every Friday. We're in the works right now. We're doing a crossover episode with Talks with the Chatterbox. So once that happens, it'll be...
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to follow the Chatroom Podcast Instagram page at the.chatroompod. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe and share it. This podcast is available wherever you can get podcasts. And if you have any takes or if you have any questions you want to ask anybody, make sure to email it to thechatroompod@gmail.com. I want to shout out one of the listeners who hit us up and said, I know some of y'all are from Toronto. I can hear the accent. And I was like, all right, yeah. We're a Canadian podcast. We've actually had some people that hit us up and said they want to get on the podcast. And shout out to all the other podcasts that's actually been following us. I will be following back soon. So this has been the Chat Room Podcast, your favorite baller's favorite podcast. And we are out. Peace.
Sure.
Hey, fuck.
Yes, sir.